Goodness.
Larry?
Who's calling, please?
This is BigFurHat, and you're on the 99-second radio show.
Oh, my goodness.
You're on the air. Welcome to the fastest radio show on the planet. So we'll get right to it. Well, I'm not going to keep you long, okay?
All
right. I like your story. You know, we've posted it many times on I Own the World. But for the uninitiated, can you just give us the real quick Reader's Digest version of the Larry Sinclair story?
Individual travels to Chicago, meets Illinois senator by chance, engages in consensual homosexual acts and consensual and mutual drug use, only to find out later that that individual turns out to be candidate and now president of the United States. How's that?
That's Reader's Digest. Did he introduce himself as Barack Obama?
He was introduced to me as Barack Obama.
Why do you do you have any theories on why he would be that danger-laden? Why would he do that, in your opinion?
In my opinion, this happened in 1999. And see, people today fail to understand that even in Chicago, he really was not all that popular or known. In 99, you're talking about a Barack Obama who was broke, who despite being elected to the Illinois Senate, really didn't have any popularity or fame or money, was having serious marital problems. His first child was just over a year old. And these are the parts about Obama that very few people understand or know.
So you think he could have been involving himself in a bit of reckless behavior out of stress? Now, when I say reckless behavior, I'm not talking about the homosexual acts. I'm talking about putting his name out there on the line for something that could damage his career.
Well, the thing that I think people have to understand is Barack Obama is known in the gay circles and the gay community within the Chicago area and has been for years. I don't think that he felt that it was being reckless or dangerous. I actually think that to a point he probably felt that that would be a good source of support should he actually go on to bigger and better things.
Right, that's a good point. How is your gaydar?
Let me put it to you this way. I've never made a move on anyone that resulted in me being punched in my mouth.
So your gaydar is well-tuned. So if you did not know this about Barack Obama, and you would just, I'm asking you to try, if you can, divorce yourself from the facts that you know. If you just observed Barack Obama, what does your gaydar tell you about him?
I would look at him as a wannabe drag queen while at the same time trying to stay in the closet.
Okay, so he wants both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Now let's give it a little left field question here. You've heard all the stories in the news about John Travolta and his supposedly beard wife, and do you get that sense from John Travolta? Do you see a similarity between Barack Obama and John Travolta's?
You know, the funny thing is I was just talking to someone about the Travolta thing, and it just came out. I said, what do people not get from the old Vinnie Barbarino, Saturday Night Fever days? I mean, I think anyone who ever watched Travolta in his early years would have gotten that impression.
How do you feel about the other people who are on that could they be list, like Tom Cruise, who's in the news now with the divorce from Katie Holmes?
You know, look, Cruise has been put out there repeatedly. I can't say. If you ask me if I thought in private or if you were given the opportunity with him, is it possible that he goes both ways or may actually be gay? It's possible he could be living through a Ricky Martin scenario. You know.
Well, I'm not asking these as frivolously, these questions, as like pop culture. I'm trying to tie it into your sort of expertise in this area of, like you said, you've approached people many times and never been socked in the nose. So it sort of ties into this Barack Obama theme. If you see similarities in these people who try to lead these closeted lives.
Look, let me tell you, the one thing you should always know. The louder a man screams that he's not gay, the more apt that he is or is at least bi.
Okay.
Tom Cruise pretty much sealed it for me when he was jumping up and down on Oprah's couch, because there's not a man alive that would get that excited over being engaged to anyone.
Well, he would seal it for me if he jumped up and down on Oprah. That would tell me right away that there's... Now, getting back to another thing, have you ever found the limo driver? I know you were on a quest to find this man. Are you making any inroads on that?
Jagir Multani has disappeared as far as I know. Let's just say I don't have the resources anymore to even try looking for him at this point. I don't think even if they found him, it would make any difference in the world.
Is that how you feel? Do you feel sort of exasperated?
Well, it's not that I feel exasperated, because, look, if cell phone companies were to have cooperated, or even cooperate today, if Citigroup had have cooperated and provided the credit card records that we requested from them, you know, rather than saying, oh, we don't have them anymore, we destroy them, we don't keep records that long. I'm sorry, but I don't buy that.
Right.
You know, but again, I think you made a point. I don't think it would matter. In 2008, you had people swearing up and down, and they continue to swear up and down to this day, that I failed multiple polygraph exams. Mm. But yet, if you look at the actual polygraph video that was finally released in a federal court case last August, you see the polygraph examiner, Edward Gelb, admitting that I passed with the computer, but he chose, because of his personal biases, to say, he's nuts, he's lying through his teeth.
Right. Hey, do you want to take a phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have, on the line, we have Iron Y. Curtain. Do I have that right, caller?
No, that's Irone.
Irone?
Those were French.
Oh, okay.
Irone.
Okay, great. Caller, what do you have? I have a question for Mr. Sinclair.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm a no-time listener, but a long-time caller. Before I get to my actual question, I wanted to pick up on something that Larry said about the gaydar, and I was saying, have you seen that picture of him, of Barack with the bike helmet on? Because that kind of pinned the needle for me.
So we're back to the gaydar, Mr. Sinclair. Can I call you Larry?
Yes, you can, actually.
All right, so thank you. So we're back to your expertise on the gaydar. People are they're very interested in this aspect. I think they would care less that Barack Obama was a gay man than they are by his lack of transparency, which he promised.
Exactly, and look, I'm at the point. You know, people think I'm crazy for predicting that he will come out of the closet between now and either the November election, or if he succeeds at re-election before inauguration. This guy is out to make history in every way he possibly can. And let's just put it this way. He's evolved into gay marriage, even though he's always supported that to begin with. I would say that Barack Obama is going to actually come out of the closet between now and November. If he sees it will help him win re-election. And if he sees that he doesn't need that to beat Romney in November, and he is reelected, he'll come out between Election Day and Inauguration Day just to be able to say that he was the first black gay president of the United States. And I think Michelle Obama would stand right beside him and say she's always known, and she would never walk out the door.
What circles do you run in today politically?